Our guest today is Tyler Reese Tritt, an upcoming country superstar whose career has been fueled by her passion for music and her exceptional vocal ability. Now, when she was only 14 years old, she made her debut recording the timeless duet, Sometimes Love Just Ain't Enough, alongside her father, country music hitmaker Travis Tritt. Well, this pivotal moment sparked her journey into the limelight and set her on a path of success, and her electrifying performances at renowned venues and festivals nationwide have earned her a reputation as a talented and versatile entertainer. Well, Tyler has recently released her highly anticipated new single, Texas Hold Him, which showcases her extraordinary talent and ability to convey powerful emotions through her music. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome the electrifying and the beautiful Tyler Reese Tritt to the show. Welcome, Tyler.
Hi.
Well, how are you doing today? You doing good?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Well, I have to ask because you have one of the most famous last names in country music. So, when did you want to follow your father's path, but in your own shoes?
Well, I always knew just from being little, standing side stage, I'd watch him do what he did. And I was like, oh my gosh, he's having so much fun every single day. And this is what he gets to do for a living. And I always saw him doing that. And I was like, that's what I wanted to do. It was
Well,
just
have
a no
you
for me.
well, have you opened up for him recently?
I did a few weeks ago, actually, not too long ago. Athens and Augusta, they were both hometown Georgia shows. It was really, really nice.
Well, you have a brand new single, Texas Hold Him. Tell us about it.
Oh, I love it. It was written by Jada Dryer. She actually sent it to me a few years ago, so we've been holding on to it for a while. But yeah, she sent it to me, and I listened to it, and of course, the song. I was going through a lot of situations similar to what that song is talking about, and it really resonated with me when she sent it, and we cut it, and yeah, I love it. It's one of my favorites.
Well, I know that the song is about making the difficult choice of pursuing your dreams. What has it been like for you? Have you had to make those difficult choices to pursue your dream?
Oh, there's always definitely difficult choices and sacrifices. I'm not home as much as I'd like or with my family as much, and I get to miss out. There's always something crazy going on with my family, so like fun events or whatever, so I get to miss out on a few things, but it's all well worth it in the end because I'm usually doing something as equally fun or interesting, so it balances out.
Well, I absolutely love the brand new song, and I went back to listen to other of your singles. And I know earlier this year you had another single called Porch Light. I mean, this song has some very serious attitude. So give me the scoop on that song because I absolutely love it.
Yes, well, that's why I loved that song, was for the attitude, because I have some attitude myself, and yeah, I heard that song and I felt it was very Miranda Lambert-esque, and I love me some Miranda Lambert. So, yeah, she played that song for me and I was like, "Oh my gosh, this is amazing." And then Kimberly, who directed the music video, she sent me the script for that, and I saw, the songs already crazy and amazing. And then she sent me the script for the video, and she's like, "Yeah, you're gonna be breaking a bunch of stuff and slashing the couch and shattering mirrors." And I'm like, "Oh, this just got even better."
Well, now that's what I did when I first listened to the song. Then I went on YouTube and watched the video, and I'm kind of wondering, is there an acting future ahead of you as well?
I definitely love acting. I've been doing it off and on since I was about in middle school. So, absolutely, if that was in the future, I would not be opposed to that at all.
Well, you definitely have what I would call the it factor here. So I went back and I listened to a song that you did a few years ago called Perfect. And as I was listening to Perfect and then to Porch Light and then to Texas Hold Him, you have truly matured into a powerhouse singer as well as an entertainer, going from just those three singles alone. I mean, have you felt that you've matured since that first single, "Perfect"?
Oh, absolutely. I've honestly, I think I've matured since I've recorded even the last two because I recorded those towards the end of last year, I believe it was. And even now, when I sing those, I think I sound so much different. So I definitely try to keep, improving and maturing. But yeah, just listening from perfect to porch light to Texas Hold'em, I'm like, oh my gosh, because I think I sound like a baby in Perfect, like truly like a little baby.
Well, it
And
was younger, it was softer. I guess if you compared it to Porch Light, you would say it was a little nicer.
yeah, it definitely nicer, definitely nicer.
You know,
To me,
no, go ahead.
and I said to me it was more of like a pop feel too. Like both Porch Light and Texas Hold'em are more up my alley of where I want to go in the direction of my music, like more old school meets new school.
Yeah, well, that's what I was wondering because the maturity from Perfect to the two newest singles is really dramatic. And when did you kind of figured out about crossing that line to something like, I think Porch Light is really the perfect example because it's an absolute, I mean, it's like night and day compared
Mhm.
to Perfect. So when you went into Porch Light, was that something like, and I think that song really highlights who you are as an artist, and I think it's absolutely a perfect brand.
Oh yes, yes, definitely. Thank you.
Yeah, and I'm glad you brought up Miranda Lambert because we need more female artists in country music with attitude.
100%. You can never have, well, I mean, I guess you can't have too much attitude, but just the right amount sprinkled in
Well,
and sad.
yeah, because I mean, you are definitely ready for, I mean, literally the biggest stage in country music. You have the it factor. I mean, you have everything that I would see in an artist to be at the very top. I mean, what do you have to say about that?
I'm flattered from your mouth to God's ears. I hope that's the case. Thank you very, very much. Yeah, I try. I try. That's my goal. I do it because I love it, and I just get up there and I have fun. So whatever happens, happens.
Yeah, sometimes I think that when people are working alongside, or even someone like me that interviews so many recording artists, there are those that they have the talent, they've got the voice, but they're missing most likely the look.
Mhm,
And it's probably that area of the brand that doesn't allow them to cross over to the
mhm,
next level. But when I listened, and I always listen before I even look at someone's videos, I always listen first. And when I listened to Texas Hold'em and then went back to listen to Porch Light, I was like, Tyler should already be at the top. I mean, for you, I mean, if I mean, we've seen some people that literally, the old saying is an overnight success takes 15 years. Uh, but are you ready for superstardom?
I'm ready. I'm whenever it decides, if it decides to hit, I am 100% ready. I'm
Well,
excited.
well, like so God, you heard her say it. She's ready. So make it happen. Uh, you know, are we going to see a full length album coming from you soon?
That's the goal. We've been working, we've been writing like crazy. So, yes, hopefully by next year we'll have something new out there for y'all.
Well, I know that you've been touring. Have you? What kind of advice or tips have you picked up from your father, Travis?
Oh gosh, he's given me so much advice. It's it's a lot to pick just one, but I'd say probably one of the most important ones that he taught me because especially when I first started. going out and singing, I'd get very, very nervous before I'd go on stage. And he told me that he gets nervous every time too, even to this day. But he had this little trick that from when he was younger, he would just do it. He'd tell himself, he said, even if it's a lie, you tell yourself you're better than anybody else out there. And he goes, even if I don't believe it, I make myself believe it. He goes, I'll tell myself I'm better than Charlie Daniels. I'm better than Johnny Cash. I'm better than Hank Williams, whoever that person is for you. And then you just say, all right, I'm going to be better than this person, or I'm going to be the best. I'm going to be the best there is out there. No one's going to be able to walk out here and outdo me tonight. And that just, it puts me in that mindset. And I could be as nervous and shaking like a leaf, but I get out there and, you go into that first song and it's like the nerves just wash away. It's the craziest thing.
I agree with that because I think a lot of people think that if they were to tell themselves to be the best, that they may think, well, that's selfish or that's arrogant, but it's not. I always tell people, listen to what Muhammad Ali always said, I am the greatest. But
Hmm.
we never thought that he was bragging during, and maybe in a way we did, but till this day, if you said who's the greatest boxer there ever was, everybody would say Ali. So he spoke it into being, and I think we have to speak our ability, we have to speak our future into being, because if we don't, nobody else is going to.
Oh, absolutely. And it works. You can 100% manifest that and say you're going to be the best or say you're going to be the greatest. And it's hasn't let me down yet. Every time I've walked out there, even as nervous as I can be, it's like a switch flips. It's the craziest thing.
And it's true, and I like the fact that even like your father said, he still gets nervous today. I mean, if you're not nervous
You don't
before doing your craft, I think there's something wrong. Um,
absolutely.
because if you get too comfortable with it, comfortable becomes lazy, and if an artist gets too comfortable, we're gonna see that laziness on stage, and then they don't give their audience or their fans the very best in which the audience paid for.
Oh, absolutely. I absolutely agree with that.
you know I've been, I've followed your father for years. Everybody in this country is a Travis Tritt fan, and even to this day, because I've talked to other artists from the 80s, country artists from the 80s and 90s, and there's this huge resurgence of that music, and your dad is still selling out venues.
Oh, yes.
I
Oh,
mean,
yeah.
and and he's very vocal, would you say?
Bear. Oh, 1000%.
Even when he's not on stage.
Oh, even when he's not on stage. Yes, Daddy always has something to say.
Well, let me ask you this. I mean, when it comes to your career, is he kind of like a stage father?
Actually, no, he did not want me to get into this at all. At all. When I told him that I wanted to pursue this as a career, he tried to talk me out of it and tried to get me to do anything else but. And once he realized that that wasn't going to happen, that wasn't working, he was like, all right. He goes, well, just so you know, I had to do this on my own. So you're going to have to do this on your own. He goes, I will help you with any advice you need, any questions you have. You come to me, you ask me. But it's funny because I'll go to shows and other artists or whoever will turn around and be like, Tyler, where's your tour bus? And I'm like, tour bus? I'm in an Enterprise minivan. What are y'all talking about? And yeah, because I'm doing this all on my own, and it's honestly, I'm so glad that he did that because it's made me appreciate it more. I truly can't say that everything's just been handed to me. I mean, obviously I didn't start from ground zero. I'm not going to say there's no perks to having my dad as my dad, but he did not like reach out to anyone or tell anyone. He was like, no, you're gonna have to figure this out. You're gonna have to do this on your own. So me and she's been the one helping me a lot too. She's been more of like the stage dance mom.
Well, and we're also looking at two different decades. I mean, when your father hit the scene back in that day, It was
Totally different.
record contracts. I mean, songs were being pushed onto the radio,
Mhm,
and things for a lot of artists skyrocketed.
mhm.
Now we're in the type of decade where there are so many extremely talented artists like yourself, but record companies aren't walking around looking for anybody. And now we have social media, we have streaming, and of course, it's a whole new way of reaching a fan base that's different than the artists back in the, it could be 70s, 80s, and 90s where the record contracts were coming. Now it's a
Yes.
little bit different. Now I do agree with your dad. Make your own path, uh, pay your own dues to get there and see what happens. But I think the difference in decade is really really different. How do you navigate that?
Well, I'm such an old soul. I really truly believe that I was like born in the wrong time, because if I was born back, when my dad was coming up, I would have loved, marketing that way and going out and doing all the radio stuff and the PR stuff. And I am kind of sad that it's leaned more towards social media, because I am terrible at social media. I am horrible at it. And the labels, they do look at TikTok and all your socials and your streaming. So I mean, it has its benefits, because I guess you don't have to get out there and do as much as say dad and other artists did back in the day. But I kind of wish that you still had to,
It,
because
you're right because, and I hear this from a lot of people, record labels are literally looking for their own free ride.
yes.
So they look for artists that have already built up a massive following so they can just jump in and kind of feed off of what the artist has done by themselves. I mean, I remember way back in the day when Motley Crue had their own album out on their own, no record label, and were selling more albums out of the trunk of their car than what the record company could actually do. And of course, they eventually got signed, but you got to be a pounder, you got to be a grinder in this day and age. I mean, even actors today, I mean, they're told if you don't have at least 5,000 followers, you can forget about ever getting a part.
See, that's ridiculous. Jennifer Aniston, I just saw something not too long ago where she straight up said social media is ruining their jobs and ruining, just the star like quality, and the celebrity like fandom that was going on. Like, it's just not the same anymore.
Well, yeah, because I like the days where we had no social media,
Yeah.
okay, and where top recording artists, even movie stars, they were it was there was still mystery there.
Hmm.
You didn't know what they ate for dinner. You only knew who they were dating if something hit the news, but you didn't know and you couldn't follow their every move like it is now. And now half that stuff is all manufactured just for branding purposes. I mean, I know relationships that people read in entertainment news that are fake.
1000%.
you
Oh, it's
know?
so like everything now. Because of social media.
Oh
They have.
yeah, I mean, yeah, no, I agree with that, and I miss the mystery,
Yes.
and at the same time, I think, and Jennifer Aniston's right. It's taken the shine off of not only movie stars, it's kind of taken the shine off of uh, recording artists as well. I know that there are more when it comes to music. There are more, and I say extremely because I've seen them and I've heard them. Extremely talented people who may never ever make it.
That's the truth. That's the absolute truth. It's all about timing and, I mean, honestly, really luck. Luck of the draw, luck of the Irish, just luck. Honestly.
I mean, like for you, I mean, let's just choose Instagram for example. You can sit there for hours in the evening going through reels, and then you
Oh yeah.
see someone singing a song, maybe, and most likely it's a cover, and all of a sudden you just kind of stop in your tracks and you're like, "Oh my gosh, why don't they have a record contract?
Hmm.
You know, I mean, do you just sing freely for social media just for clips or to get out
I
there?
I definitely need to do it more, but that's where I lack very sorely at social media because I'm bad at it too, just in general. Because, like you said about, I feel like everyone's almost trying to be an influencer, and I'm like, I don't feel like people care about what I ate today or what shampoo or conditioner that I use. I think it should be about the music. I wish it was just purely about the music.
Yeah, and I had a recording artist on the show, and she's been on 3 times, and she did a cover. I mean, a very unlikely cover, and out of the
Mm,
clear blue, it ends up being seen over 1 million times, and I'm like, and then you have somebody who's famous and may
mhm.
do a cover on Instagram, and you and it's lucky they got 10,000.
Yeah, it's
So
crazy.
but
It's
I would
weird.
encourage you uh, to start singing and put it on TikTok and Instagram. You have the talent, you have the voice, and everybody in this nation needs to know who Tyler Reese Tritt really is.
Oh, thank you.
In all seriousness, you have what it takes.
Thank you.
You know, so be more on social media. You know, there we have now technical tools at our fingertips, and I can be like you. There are just some days I don't really want to put anything on there. But that's just part of the territory. But we just have to do it. But ladies and gentlemen, I will tell you this right now. I mean, you better keep your eyes and your ears on Tyler Reese Tritt. She is as much as an outlaw like her father Travis, but she's blazing her own trail. She's paying her own dues. Even if she's renting a van to the next venue with no fancy tour bus, it doesn't matter because talent will bring that or bring those things to her when, well, we'll say when it's God's timing. But I can
Yeah.
tell you this, Tyler is a force to be reckoned with in country music. And Tyler, I want to thank you so much for coming on to the program today. And it's such an honor and a pleasure to finally meet you.
Yes, it's so nice to meet you too. Thank you very much for having me.
Oh, absolutely. And ladies and gentlemen, you need to head over to TylerReeseTrittOfficial.com for her music, her tour dates, and her merch. And I'm going to say it again, as we always say on this show, stop downloading music for free. You buy the music, you go buy the concert ticket, and you buy the merch to support your favorite artist. And I can tell you this, you better put Tyler Reese Tritt on your list because she's about to be one of your favorite artists as well. She's electrifying. She's got that attitude, and you're going to be a brand new fan just like me when you hear that electrifying voice. Her brand new single, Texas Hold Him, as well as her earlier recent single, Porch Light. Check them out. You're going to be playing them over and over again, just like I do. And Tyler, thank you again for being on.
Yes, thank you so much for having me.
You are so welcome. And ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.